Write down on your paper. Write down the word potential. Write down the word potential. Write down the word potential. And then, right below it, write down the word limitations. Right below, you have potential, and then you have limitations right below it. Now, take and circle the word limitations and draw a line through it. What we want to do, what we have to do, through the balance of 2013 is we need to focus ourselves on our potential and not on our limitations. And unfortunately, as human beings, we tend to look at limitations far more often than we look at our potential. It's just a fact of life. We tend to look at our limitations first rather than our potential. What we have to do is we have to start focusing on our potential first. Write that down. Potential first. We need to focus on what is possible, not what is not possible. What is possible. And we need to focus in on what can be done, not on what can't be done. I wrote down here, when you are absolutely clear about what you want, when you're absolutely clear about what you want, you only need to copy others who have achieved it before, and eventually you're going to end up with the same results. This is a thought that I read, 100 years ago. Maybe in one of the Anthony Robbins books, one of the original Anthony Robbins books, as a great thought. If it has been done before, you can do it. Write that down. If it's been done before, you can do it. If it's been done before, you can do it. Focusing on your limitations lets those limitations make the decision for you. When you focus on the limitations, those limitations make the decision for you. However, if you focus on your strengths, what those strengths are, then that lets you make the decision. When you focus on your strengths, it lets you make the decision. And then my all-time favorite thought, your limits are only your opinion. Your limits are only your opinion. Whatever limits you have, they're only your opinion. And we can change our opinion. We've been changing our opinion for years. We change our opinion on who we want to vote for. We change our opinion on who we like. We change our opinion on what is good for us and what isn't good for us. We're constantly changing our opinion. It's very simple to change your opinion. And your limitations are only your opinion. They're only your opinion. I wrote down here, beliefs are formed by our experience of the world around us. They are often developed early in life. Limiting beliefs are what stop us from moving forward. Limiting beliefs are the things that stop us from moving forward in this life. Some limiting beliefs I wrote down here. I'm not that good with figures. I can't approach for sale by owners. The agents working on expireds are better than I am. I never get an expired to list with me. I can't get up early. The buyers always lie to me. I can't hold on to money. I'm a girl, so therefore I can't. I'm too old, so therefore I can't. I'm too young, so therefore I can't. I wrote down here, any statements where you use the word always, never, or can't is likely to show up as a limiting belief. Now you think about those limiting beliefs you have for yourselves. What are they? You can't do something because. You don't stop it for sale by owners because you don't know what to say or how to say it. I can't go to that party because I don't have anything to wear. Now that might be true. Okay. You know, my shoes don't look right. Any of those statements, you have to think about that. What are your limiting beliefs? You should probably try to write that down. Don't show anybody. Don't copy. Everybody else has got their own limiting beliefs. What limits you? For the longest time, I didn't even know I was doing this. I used to kid around to people when people would compliment me and say, gee, you're doing a really great job. And I'd say, well, thank you very much. Not bad for a little Jewish boy from Pico Rivera. Okay? So that was a self-fulfilling prophecy and what I found was a limiting belief. Because it's very interesting. When I stopped saying it, all I did was stop saying it. I don't know that I stopped thinking it, but I definitely stopped verbalizing it. It was like a moment had changed in my life. And it wasn't that long ago. It was probably about 25 years ago when I did it. I used to talk about it all the time. And that was where I came from. And that was the things that were my ceilings, so to speak. I wrote a note here. Write down one of your limiting beliefs. What limiting or negative belief are you holding on to? What statements are you holding that are true to you? Now remember, they're only your opinion. They're not true to me. In fact, in most cases, here's an interesting thought. I talk to my management team, the coaching team, about this all the time. I believe you are far more capable of doing great things than you think you're capable of. I believe that on every single one of you. Every single one of you is capable of far more than where you are. Yet, you stay there. Why? What's that about? What's going on? What are those limiting beliefs that you're holding on to that are holding you down? What statements are true for you? I can't what? People don't what? You can't have this. People always think of me this way. What are those limiting beliefs? Because remember, we can write them down. We can talk about them. In every case, you give me your limiting belief. You give me, maybe we should do that. Maybe that should be a coaching meeting. Give me your limiting belief. And two things will probably happen. One is I'll be very surprised. Wow, you really think that? Because I wouldn't think that of you. Okay? Probably not. And then two, I'll bet you that we could work on tweaking it slightly and looking at more of a positive rather than a negative. How many people do you know that have physical handicaps, emotional handicaps, and yet they overcome them all the time, do great things, amazing things, phenomenal things, things that are close to genius. And yet, they have these interesting things. So, think about the way your mind focuses when you buy a new car. Suddenly you see lots of the same car on the road. Now nothing has changed except in your mind, and you're more tuned in to seeing a particular type of car. So here's a question on the subject to ask yourself. What evidence is there that does not support that belief? That's a question you need to ask about your limiting belief. Write that down. What evidence is there that does not support that belief? And then the interesting question, and I'll work with you on that personally if you want, is what are other people's beliefs and experiences, and are they the same on that subject, and are they the same as yours? Here's another question I wrote down here. How does it feel to have this belief? How does it feel to have that belief that you have, that limiting belief? How does it feel? Some of us want to own it. Some of us we're so attached to that belief. You know, I'm really not very good with expireds, and I don't know the script, and, you know, that's why I don't work on expireds, okay? I mean, there's agents in this company that think that. Then there's agents in the company that they just eat expireds for lunch. They're just so excited when a property expires. They just run out and go take it. You know, that's mine. That's mine. I'm going to own that. I'm going to get that listing. Think about that thought. Here's another question. What is it costing you to keep that belief? What does it cost you to keep whatever that limiting belief is? What is it costing you? And then what would you do differently if you didn't hold this belief? What would you do differently if you didn't hold this belief? And how would your life be better if you didn't hold on to that thing that you believe in, that self-limiting belief? Remember, that belief that's only your opinion. Here's a thought. Take that belief and let's turn it around. Instead of saying, I'm terrible at numbers, what if you said, I'm great at numbers? What if you said, I'm not good at getting an expired, I'm terrible at getting expireds, and turning it around and say, I'm the best at getting expireds. Oh, my listing presentation is horrible. I can't get a listing. To, I get every listing appointment I go out on. Think about that. Just switch it. How about, I'm terrible with money. Money just drops through my hands. To, I'm fabulous with money. I'm a great money manager. Think about that. I wrote down here, spend your time doing what matters and stop worrying about the things that don't. Spend your time with things that matter and stop worrying the things that you don't. I asked a question here, what type of person are you? So there's, write down the victim. I don't know if you are one, but just write this down, I'll give you the definition. The victim. A victim blames his past for his lack of progress, finding excuses for failing rather than using his opportunities to grow. That's a victim. Type of personality are you? Are you a foot dragger? The foot dragger hates change and is unwilling to do anything to change the present. Are you a foot dragger? Then I wrote down here, are you a dreamer? This agent never puts his or her plans into action and doesn't like to take any risks. Are you a dreamer? Or are you the motivated agent? This agent planned yesterday so that he or she could make the most out of today. Hear what I just said. They planned yesterday. They took action yesterday. They worked on things yesterday so that they could have a future today. Get it? That's the motivated agent. I wrote down here, choose a life of growth. Potential, limits. Potential, limits. Choose a life of growth. The only way to improve the quality of your life is to improve yourself. Underline yourself. I can't do it alone. I am only an awakener. That's my job. My job is an awakener to the possibilities, to the potential. This is what's possible. This could happen. I'm an awakener. You need to see it, internalize it, take it, and then do something about it yourself. I wrote down here, when you start to improve yourself, everything else around you suddenly gets better. When you start to improve yourself, when you read and you start taking information in, you start to get better. As you start to get better, you feel better about yourself. You go out and do a little bit more exercise. You do a little bit more exercise, you start to feel better about yourself. You read another book. You read another book, you feel like doing something else for somebody. When you do something for somebody, that comes back and pays you. This goes around and around and around and around. And the minute you stop, it all starts to slow down and fall in on you. If you're not feeling good right now, if you're not feeling great right now, take action on something. Right now, just take action on something. You know, I will do X today. Now, don't make X, I'll talk to 100 people today, because then you're going to really frustrate yourself, all right? But how about I'll talk to 5 people today? I'll talk to 10 people today. If you normally don't talk to 15 people a day, I'll talk to 16 people today. That's what I'm going to do, and you make sure you do it. And if you have to stand in front of Costco talking to people, then that's what you have to do. But that's what you need to do. You need to take action for yourself. I wrote down, you cannot buy success with laziness. You cannot buy success with laziness. Knowledge is only useful when it leads to action. Think about what I just said. I gave you the knowledge today. I talked to you about what to see, who to see, how to see it. We gave you the knowledge. But if you don't take that knowledge and turn it into action, it's of no use, no value. You need to apply what you learn. Every day, every way. Remember, your coaches are your awakeners. You need to take it and do something else with it. You need to take action. I wrote down, take action, you'll feel better. Your business will be better, and your bank accounts will grow. Make a choice to change today, no matter what. Take action on something today that's just a little bit more than what you did yesterday. And we'll reach for that potential rather than those limitations. Have a powerful, powerful day. Thank you.